Hello everyone and welcome to this veteran dungeon guide for Elden Hollow. My name is Geraint and I'll be your host for this guide. The Elden Hollow veteran dungeon is located in the Gradwood area of the Elden Dominion. The recommended level range for this dungeon is veteran rank 6 to 10. Please note that this dungeon does not include any quests that may be available or possibly altering events inside this dungeon. Having said that, let's get started by introducing my group, consisting of fellow Alith members. With me this time are Belisarius, the guild leader of Alith, as well as Pfeil, and last but not least, Alicia Stormcrow. Veteran Elden Hollow features mainly various Daedra and Remora, so your fighter skill abilities will do extra damage here. Alright, let's get this guide started by following the little stream. Don't worry, no enemies are around here yet. When you get to the area with the NPC, get ready to face monsters. The first small trash mobs are Banekin, Scams and Remora. Once you are past them and reach the big room, the trash mob group inside there is already quite bigger than the one before. Expect various archetypes of Remora, a bunch of Scamps and Banekin again. Focus on the healer Remora first if you want, and interrupt the healing spells so you can speed up the fight and kill the mobs faster. After clearing the big trash mob group, 3 more Remora need to be defeated, and then your group is ready to face the first 2 bosses of veteran Elden Hollow when you move further into the next room. As you can see in the background, there are Banekin and Remora around in the area, and a black portal will spawn and open as soon as you make your way further in. Out of that portal, a Daedroth by the name Dubros the Infestor will emerge and attack your group. The tank can take over Dubros while the rest of the group kills the adds. The Daedroth boss is just a stronger version of a normal Daedroth, so the only real danger is its cone-shaped fire breath. You better stay out of it if you want to stay healthy. As mentioned before, the second boss will come out of the portal as soon as Dubros is beaten, so if your group wants to take a little breather, it is best to move the Daedroth back to the entrance of the room while you fight it. Our group will show that approach in this video guide. As you can see, the second boss, Dark Root, comes out of the black portal right after Dubros is dead, and slowly moves toward the group. This gives our group some extra time to heal up and regenerate resources. When Darkroot engages your group, it is best to spread out a little to avoid one of its heavy damage abilities. A big beam that will hit multiple group members for high damage if they stand too close next to each other. The attack animation is very fast, but it happens right after Darkroot raises her arms, or should I say branches, in the air. The player chosen for this beam attack is random. That's why it's best to spread out and minimize the area of effect, so only one player is hit at the same time if possible. The group's healer has to watch out for that beam and heal the affected group members as fast as possible. This attack is happening quite often, so keep your healing potions ready in case your healer is low on magicka. During the fight, Darkroot will also summon 2 bugs, visible as Darkroot will glow bright yellow for a moment. One bug has a glowing green orb and the other one a blue one inside their bodies. The DPS should focus on them while the tank keeps on the main boss. As soon as the green bug dies, it releases a green cloud, which grants the first person to stay in it a massive boost to stamina regeneration, while killing the blue bug will create a blue cloud that grants a massive boost to magicka regeneration for the first one to enter the cloud. The stamina cloud should best be saved for the tank, but if your tank is magicka focused, you may as well select the magicka one, but it really depends on your group setup. Summoning the bugs will happen multiple times during the fight. How often depends on your group's total damage output. Darkroot doesn't do any other special attacks except her basic branch attacks on the tank. On your way further in, expect black portals to spawn in addition to the normal mobs you face. Those portals will contain Daedra and or Dremora. Be aware of your surroundings, as they can also spawn behind your group, so best stay close together. Your group will also encounter lurchers now. They can take and dish out quite some damage, and even though they are no boss monsters, it is sometimes better to let the tank take over the aggro. Also watch out for the lurcher's AoE damage circle and cone heavy attacks. A single lurcher shouldn't pose a problem for the group, but in the chaos of open portals with Daedra and Dremora swarming out, that lurcher can add quite some extra damage to the group. In the middle of the cave, the third boss, Azurah the Frightener, a Twilight Daedra, as well as some Banekin, Scams and Dremora that are coming out of black portals, block your group's progress. Azurah the Frightener should again be taunted by the tank, while the others quickly clear the adds. The fight is quite simple once you know the mechanics. Azurah will summon adds that will fear group members if not killed fast enough. If you have enough stamina, you can break out of the fear though. Be aware that you will encounter those fearing adds also at the final boss. Just a little reminder. Azurah also uses a heavy attack that is charged up, and the tank can block it. It can get dangerous if the tank gets feared by the adds right when she does that heavy attack. She also uses a cone-based scream attack. If you can't manage to step out of the area, it will stun and disorientate the affected player. The main focus in this fight should be the fear casting adds, else they can mess up the fight. But other than that, Azurah herself is easy to control and should be an easy kill otherwise. Azurah is defeated and your group can move on, but be aware of black portals again, in particular when you fight in small corridors like this one. Again, remember, those portals can also spawn behind you. Always keep your group between portals, don't move too close to them, especially if a portal is close to an area or a room your group hasn't cleared yet. Else you might also aggro the monster packs inside that area or room, and then it can get really deadly. As you can see here, our group avoided the mentioned danger and can now safely take out the packs inside this room. For the next boss, you have to enter the big black portal, follow the path till you reach the area with the 3 Dremora, and finish them off. Only then the boss, a big lurcher called Murklight, will spawn. It will not move towards your group if you stand a bit away after defeating the Dremora, so you can heal up again before you start the fight. Murklight has only 2 special abilities other than its basic attack, but they can hurt a lot nonetheless. One is a cone-shaped heavy attack that can be blocked or stepped out of, but the attack comes pretty quick, so watch out for it. The second and most visible ability is the phase change mechanic that I will explain in more detail now. Periodically during the fight, Murklight will spawn a red AoE damage circle per group member, so normally 4 of them at the same time. Move out of them as soon as they spawn, else you will take heavy damage over time. Now the interesting part begins. Some seconds after the circles appear, Murklight will raise his arms and then smash them on the ground. After a flash of light, the room will turn dark and the circles will start to glow white inside. Now step into the circles, otherwise you will again take heavy damage over time. After a while, the room color will change back to normal and the circles lose their glow and turn red and dangerous again. Time to step out of them to avoid damage once again. That's all happening during this fight, so in short, keep attacking the boss, and if the room has normal lighting, stay out of the circles, but if lights in the room turn dark and the circles glow white, step into the circles. Pretty simple, right? Oh, and of course watch out for the occasional cone-shaped heavy attack. Follow these rules and the fight should be no problem for your group. With Murklight defeated, you can now turn around, move back the way you came, through the black portal, and continue your way through veteran Elden Hollow. The black portals with Dremoras, Daedra and Lurchers are also back again, so be aware. As soon as your group enters this room, surprise surprise, black portals will spawn again. This time 1 big and 5 small ones. Out of the 5 small ones, 5 Mage Dremora will appear. They are the adds for the Dremora boss that will come out of the single big one. The Dremora boss goes by the name the Shadow Guard and is also a Mage Dremora archetype. This fight is normally the easiest of all the fights in veteran Elden Hollow. Kill the adds first, as always, and then finish off the boss. The Shadow Guard will only cast circle-based damage pools, most of the time very close to himself, so it's best to just range DPS him down as fast as possible. The tank can stay close, if not otherwise possible, but again I would suggest to keep distance and maybe use Inner Fire from the Undaunted skill line to keep the taunt up, or one of its morphs. Otherwise you can also use Destro Staff or Resto Staff as tank, whatever you like. Or bow, of course. If your group's DPS is high, you can of course stay close and kill him, but the healer may have more healing to do that way. After the Shadow Guard is down, you can use his portal and get transferred to the area of the final boss. Here you have the choice before you start the encounter to fight the boss in normal or hard mode. For hard mode and special achievements, you have to read the book that lies on the right side. For this guide we will do hard mode, so you can see what to do. Don't read the book if you want to fight the boss in normal mode. If you do veteran Elden Hollow for the first time, maybe try the normal version first and learn the mechanics of the fight up front before you try your luck on hard mode. Having said that, let's concentrate on the encounter. Cross the stone bridge and take the stairs up to be face to face with Bogan the Night Flame, a fearsome Titan Daedra. If you have chosen hard mode, your group will have to deal with an extra surprise once the fight starts and also during the fight. I will explain the distinctive feature of hard mode once we start the encounter, because the rest of the fight is the same also for normal mode. Alright, for this hard mode guide I have chosen to move the boss towards the stone formation at the left side of the platform. Right side if you are already on the platform. This way my group members have more space to move around, and they will definitely need to. During the battle the so-called Nova tendrils will spawn. Again, this happens only in the hard mode part. They won't spawn in normal mode. Nova tendrils will cast a beam of light on Bogan that heals him, which makes killing them your group's highest priority. That's the speciality for the hard mode part. Now let's focus on what's going on in either of the two modes. Throughout the entire fight, adds called Shadow Tendril will appear out of black smoke clouds. Kill them ASAP, otherwise they will fear single or in worst case all group members. Remember the adds from Azurah? It's basically the same mechanic. Feared party members will move around without control over the characters and skills, and in that way are unable to avoid Bogan's special attacks. If you have the Fighter's Guild skill Silverbolt slotted, you can interrupt the adds before they start to cast fear, if you can't kill them fast enough. With that in mind, let us focus on Bogan's own special abilities. From time to time Bogan will raise his head back and shoot out fire towards every player. As soon as he moves his head back, everyone needs to roll dodge to avoid the fire damage. If you fail the roll dodge, a circle of fire, or a fire in general, will form underneath you and do considerable damage. Be aware that sometimes the roll dodge effect doesn't work because either you did it too early or too late, or the game just decides to hit you. Bogan also does a very high fire damage attack on the #1 threat target. Hopefully that is the tank. And the healer needs to be prepared to heal the affected player right away. Bogan sometimes jumps into the air and does an AoE when landing, which also kills the flames on the ground, should there be any. This encounter needs a lot of group coordination, even more on hard mode. There are two possible achievements for veteran Elden Hollow. One is to defeat Bogan the Night Flame within 20 minutes of entering veteran Elden Hollow, and the other one is to read the Opus of Torment and afterwards defeat Bogan the Night Flame in hard mode with the healer adds, like we show in this guide. Alright, that's pretty much all there is to say for veteran Elden Hollow. If this guide was helpful, please consider to like this video and or leave a comment. Be sure to also check out our other guides for ESO group dungeons. Our goal is to have a guide for every one of them over time, so stay tuned. If you want to see a funny moment while recording this video, keep watching, even after the credits, and you will find out what it is. With that, I say thank you for watching, take care and bye bye.